Perfect.
Yes, I don't think I've chatted with you since you've started your new job and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you at React, but it was brief.
It was a very short fly in, fly out.
Yeah. Yep. I recall. Yeah, because I was like, oh my gosh, we need a photo, and then it's like you were gone.
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
Okay, let me. I'm used to working with a giant monitor, so I'm trying to get this all sorted. Let me post real quick in the Discord. What's your next conference coming up?
What is it? July? Probably render. This year has been a
Yay!
not very conferencey year for me, which
Yeah.
like in comparison to last year, it's like it feels weird. It feels like I'm not doing a lot, but I'm trying to get comfortable this year with not doing a lot because it was just so crazy at the beginning of the year. So
When was it? Was it October of last year that you did like 12 talks in a
yeah,
month or something? Oh my gosh.
October was crazy. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'll be fine. All I need is like a month to recharge. And then CFPs kept coming and kept going. And I was like, I still haven't applied to anything. And I was like, ooh, maybe I actually need a little bit more of a break.
Yeah, like legit burnout.
Yeah. But I think I
Uh
just have CYC and render on the slate for the rest of the year. I'm open to things for the ending of the year, but I know that like those things are planned months in ahead of time. So maybe I'll just start over next year.
yeah, I know for Torque, things pick up in the fall. So other than what I'm doing with Torque, I think I mean at the moment CYC is the only extra, but usually Torque ends up at CYC. So
In
so
some
we'll
way,
see.
shape, or form.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works out. But yeah, thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, thank you
Um,
for having me.
and how was your long? Did you have a long weekend?
I did. My team was at the AI World's Fair in San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco last week, and we hosted AI trivia. So I was in San Francisco for that. And then I flew home on Friday, and then I did nothing all weekend except for play video games.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we the kids have set up. Well, I guess my husband set up the Switch. So like it's my three and then my cousin's three kids. I just call them my nieces and nephews. Um, and yeah, they've just been going nuts.
I love it. That's like the good summer when, yeah, I miss
Yeah,
being
we're all
kids.
like crammed. Yeah, we're all like crammed into this condo for a few days.
That's the best time though. Like if I think about it now, I'm like, oh, that's like so many people, but like that was the best times when you just had everybody in the same place, all your cousins, all your friends were together. Those were the fun times I remember.
Yeah, no, that's true. I do because we used to do that with my cousins when I was little. So,
Exactly. That's when you make all the
um,
memories.
yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna let's see. I'll introduce how I know you, and then if you don't mind going further, into who you are, what you do.
Absolutely.
So I or how I like to remember. Uh, so I've seen you speak. I know Bree because she's an amazing speaker, and all of her content is like the just like I don't want to say prettiest but it's just like very eye catchy and creative, and I love like every video you put out. Um, yeah, the graphics are just great, and you just have an eye for that. And I think that was your CYC talk, but I think I met you I think I officially met you, like talked to you, met you, maybe you're like oh
I
my
think it
gosh,
was 2 years ago
yeah,
at
like
no, it was two
because I
years
saw
ago. It
you at
was
that, but
at
I didn't talk to you
Afrotech.
then. No.
We
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. But it
yeah,
wasn't at the conference. It was because you were on Jason's web
yes.
dev challenge. Yeah. And so and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be at this. And yeah, so we met up. That was awesome. We met up that night. And because I was like, I remember going to Epic WebConf, and because I
Yes.
always tell everybody, like, you handed out these like really cute little girly bags, and you had the bracelet in there, and that's what started the whole bracelet thing for me. Because now I'll like make them and take them to the conferences and switch them out, and but yeah, like we totally hung out at the after party that was put on by Render at Afrotech after you
Yes.
were on Web Dev Challenge all day that day.
Yeah. But it
Yeah.
was so fun. And then
Yeah.
we keep seeing each other. Like
I
we're inseparable
know.
now every time we go to a conference together.
Yeah, it's lovely. Hey Nick, nice to see you. Yeah, so now that we've reminisced about how we know each other, can you please tell the audience, our friends, just a little bit more about yourself? Because I know you've also had like a recent transition too that was kind of exciting.
Yeah. So my name is Bree, and ooh, this is annoying me a little bit, but it's okay. We'll go with it. I'm currently a senior developer content lead at Sanity, and in general, I think over the past 8 years of my career in tech, the first about 6 years, six and a half, I was a front end software engineer before switching to developer advocacy. And what I like about this industry is coding, building, and making things cute. I think that's the thing that I really like. I feel like we used to have a lot of very cute, very personal tech. Like you could see it and feel like it was actually yours or like actually represented you. And I always love little pieces of technology, whether it's on the web or like even things that are physical, and they're just cute and good reminders that the things that you build don't have to be homogenous. They can literally be just custom, cute, and totally expressive.
Yes, totally. And that's what it was. 'Cause I was trying to describe your stuff as pretty, but it's no, it's cute.
Thank you. Yes.
And this is maybe embarrassing to admit, but I remember like one night, I don't know if it was like I came back after or maybe it was just at home and I had wine. I don't know. I just remember that I was like I opened Instagram before bed and I was like flipping through and your videos pop up and I'm just like, I love Bree so much. She's just like
Oh,
herself out there in like, you know, because some people are afraid to be too girly in tech because it's like no one's gonna take you seriously, but you are like knowledgeable and creative and it's just so easy to see.
thank
So
you.
anyway, yeah, I think I tipsy messaged you about how great you are.
I love it. I always want like whatever I put out in the world to look and feel like me. Oh, Danny.
The
um,
one and only.
yes, Danny and I just worked together very recently before I swapped to become a senior developer content. Or, yeah,
Yes.
senior developer content lead at Sanity.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all worked. Yeah, that was like a handful of months or something, right? I was like, oh my gosh. I was trying to go
It
to whatever
was.
meetup y'all were doing near me, but yeah, I think it ended up being farther away. So
Yeah, we were doing a couple and it was just such an interesting time. I hope that they end up doing them again. I did the very first pilot that was in New York, but running meetups are a lot of work. It's a lot.
yeah. Yeah. And obviously Danny does them once a month. I mean, he has a
Yes.
good team to help him out, I think, in
He runs a
Dallas, but
lot of them.
I think Danny runs a lot of things.
He does.
I think he's going to be running from a lot of things.
Entire conferences and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay, hang on. So I kind of want to lean more into obviously this is called she ships, like the girly side that you bring to tech and how you like did you ever feel like that was something that people were going to regard as silly or were you just like, you know what, I know my stuff and people are going to see that no matter what?
Yeah. I think there's always a part of me that was I say this fondly in a good way. I am one of the most unserious people you will ever meet. Like, especially if you're around me long enough or we have a conversation long enough. And I don't mean that in a way of I can't be serious or that I don't take my craft very seriously. But I think in a lot of ways, we take things too formally in this industry where they have to look a certain way or be a certain way or be presented in a certain way for them to still be professional. And like I said, I want everything to look and feel authentic to who I am, not only as an engineer, but as a person. And that journey kind of started with me as I was even learning how to code. And I realized that I don't learn the same way that other people do. And for me, when I was learning how to code, I always talk about recursion because it was the one thing that literally tripped me up, like the very first thing. It took me a year to like actually grasp and learn recursion. And the way that I learned it wasn't from a textbook and it wasn't from sitting and listening listening to my teacher explain over and over again what recursion actually was, or looking at Java code. It was me comparing it to something that I am truly interested in, which was video games. And when we started talking about like recursion, and you have to keep going until you reach this base case, but then there's other different branches that you can have. And I was like, I'm not really understanding it. I don't get it. But then somebody was like, or I was thinking about it in video games, and it's like a roguelike. You keep going over the same level over and over again. And sometimes you achieve something different, or you may get a different weapon, or you may see something a little bit different until you have achieved your goal, whether it's getting to the very end, beating all of the bosses, whatever that looks like, getting a chest. And then you can consider yourself officially done with that level. That was one of the first times I was like, oh, okay, yeah, just because it's coding, just because it's technology doesn't mean that it has to be dry. It doesn't mean that it has to be boring. And it doesn't mean that I just have to keep my brain tuned to those things. So once I realized that I learn differently, and I'm also like a really visual learner as well, I wanted to show other people that you don't have to learn a specific way. And I think something that I've always wanted to be is just like a voice to let people know there's not one right way to do it. However you get to the finish line is however you get to the finish line, and you should be proud of it. You don't have to compare yourself to other people because it seems like they got something right the first time, or they had the best path or most optimal path. Because I think whatever path you take, that's your own. I think that's still something to be proud of, even if it doesn't look like somebody else's.
Yeah, I remember, I don't know if it was at Epic, I can't, but I remember we had a chat about, and it was really amazing how much you know your worth, because I remember you were talking about how like you were kind of struggling where you were because you didn't say it this way, but it's like you knew that you deserved more. And I think that all the effort that you put forth in, the material that you're putting together, everything you do for your job, and then I don't know if it's a side hustle or if it's something you do for fun or if it's also part of it, all your videos, because a lot of them sometimes are just like really awesome tips. Like you've recommended conferences or websites or like all these different ways to learn something.
Yeah, that's one of those things where a hobby has turned into my job. And I say that in the best way possible, though, because I've been doing content as long as I've been a software engineer. And I think something that I didn't realize I was missing about strictly being a software engineer is the need for community and for connection. And sometimes you don't always get that when you're just explicitly like an engineer. And that's just the nature of the job. And that's just how it goes. For some people, it's not a super, super big thing, but I like talking to people. I like feeling like an embedded part of whatever team or like community that I'm in. And I realized like when I landed my first coding job in 2018, where I was so excited, I was officially getting paid to code. I was like, oh my God, I got to tell people about this because I can't believe that I did it. Like, this is absolutely crazy to me. And at the time, the content that I was seeing when I was like, oh my gosh, what is it like to be a software engineer? Like, what are some of the things I can expect? I didn't see anybody where I could relate not only to them personally, but also maybe to their story. And it was very much I feel like the 2016 to 2018 tech bro culture was a little different. So I feel like I wanted somebody to relate to be like, hey, you're going to struggle with this. Or even like, hey, you're a Black woman in tech. Like there's going to be some things that you should take note of, or maybe some different ways that you should like hold yourself. And that's not to say that you can't still be yourself like in corporate environments, or that you shouldn't be yourself. But I think something that I've learned is you have to protect yourself a lot of times. And even if you're doing tech, you're coding, you're doing all the fun things. And I think everybody wants to think that their work environments are so great where you're not going to need to protect yourself. But I think that's just a reality of being a woman, of being a person of color, of being a minority in this industry.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so kind of on that topic of protecting yourself, obviously, I mean, I keep talking about how much confidence you have and how, you know your worth, but how often, or do you ever, I don't want to assume, experience, imposter syndrome, and what does your support look like? Whether it's routines or people, or, what do you do to combat that?
Yeah, I will be 100% honest, and I say I experience it every now and again, like not as much as I did as a software engineer, but I still do get it. And it's interesting because as somebody who's online a lot, we always hear people say, like, we're women in this industry, like, you made it this far. You shouldn't have imposter syndrome because you did the hard thing and you did it against all of the odds. That is simply just not how my brain works. And I think the thing about me is I have this vision of like who I can be. And that confidence didn't just come overnight. It's me seeing like where I was and having the perseverance to like keep going. And I think something that having to keep going and having to make a way out of no way teaches you is that you are truly capable of anything that you put your mind to, even if it's for a second. And then once that unlocks in you, it's like, oh my gosh, I always want to go one step further. I know that I can be like 1% better than I am all the time. But there gets to a certain point where it's like, okay, I'm already so great. And then you forget to like look back down and see like how far you come, especially when you're comparing yourself to other people, or maybe you see people on LinkedIn, or maybe you see other people on social media that are doing these amazing things. And I'm like, dang it, I need to be better. Like I need to be up to where they are. And I think sometimes I do get imposter syndrome in
No,
in
this is
those
like
moments.
Bree Hall is Chuck Norris now, R.I.P.
But I think I just have to keep going and I just have to keep pushing myself through it. We're talking a little bit at the beginning of the stream about all the conferences that I did last year. And that whole entire experience was born of imposter syndrome and of me looking it in the face and being like, okay, you have imposter syndrome, but you're going to do it anyway. Like that is simply how it is. And the more I did it and the more I faced it head on, now I'm like, okay, a conference is a conference. Not that it's not a special event, but I don't have that same fright or fear that I had before. And I sort of like know how to compose myself. I know how to calm myself down. But in terms of support, I think I have a lot of friends in this industry. You're definitely one of the people that I always seek out whenever I go to a conference because you calm me down, and it's nice to be able to have somebody like that. But I also have a really great just like at home, my family, my husband, my sister,
So
my
close
mom,
to
my
your mom.
dad.
I know.
Yes.
That's what I remember at Epic, like on your break, you'd be like, hang on, I'm going to call my mom. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're like the best.
I do. I call her all the time. I call my mom. I call my sister. I call my dad. Sometimes he answers. He works a lot. So I will say that. But
that's right. Yeah.
yeah, I love that. But yeah, that's how I've been sort of like making my way through it. I do still get imposter syndrome and it pops up, but the way that I think about it is it's an opportunity. Is it something where I can learn something to feel more confident or to feel better? Or maybe it is literally just my brain doing that thing that brains do sometimes. And I just have to remind myself of who I am. And that's that. You can always get better though.
Yes. Yeah. No, I agree. And so Nas, yeah, you have to be very delulu. Like if you haven't, I just want to comment on this because it's like, you're facing it. Oops. Sorry, hang on. You're facing it head on. And like the way that I do sometimes is sort of the opposite, but it feels delulu anyway, because like I'm just too busy. Like with work and everything else, it's like I don't have time for imposter syndrome. So that's also another way. Like just put your head down and keep going.
And you know what? I think that's how I got to the point last year where I was like, how many conferences did I do? And I just kept seeing people and I was like, yeah, like I'm doing another one. I'm doing another one. I'm doing another one. Don't give yourself time to overthink it. That's a good point.
Yeah. So it's, yeah, because I'm like, yeah, you face it head on and do all the amazing things. And then, there's the other route. It's like just do too many things and then you can't think about it.
Exactly. I will say now I'm sitting here, not a lot of conferences, and I'm like, whoa, learning how to just like be again. I definitely come from a family where my dad is a little bit of a workaholic. Dad, I know you're not listening, but I still love you, but sometimes you do be working a lot. And I feel like I have some of his tendencies, and being busy and like feeling like I'm always succeeding I can't even describe the feeling, because after every single event, it was like, oh my gosh, I succeeded. I did something. And now I've had to figure out what that is outside of very visible growth and just like maybe sometimes quiet growth. Like, what does that look like in the new role that I am in content and not seeing things that are an immediate win necessarily? So there's both sides of it.
Yeah, no, I feel you. My dad was also a workaholic. I mean, he's still alive, but he's retired.
Mm-hmm.
And like Nick mentioned, like beach vibes, because yes, like I mentioned to you, I'm on vacation visiting my family
Yes.
in Miami. We're in Siesta Key, and I'm like, I'm not taking my laptop to the beach, like because my dad
Mm-hmm.
used to do that when we would go to the Dominican Republic as a family. Like he would just like find somewhere to sit with his laptop, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not going to be me. Like I'm like, I woke up early. I did some work yesterday on Sunday. I'm like trying to s- schedule my time in a certain way to like make time and not have my computer at the beach. But yeah, so I feel you, like the workaholic thing. And it's like, okay, but who's gonna see everything I did?
Yeah, exactly. It's this like weird dynamic of like, I think also one of the things that I don't know where this came from. There is a feeling of needing to be visible sometimes to make sure that people can see that I'm being productive or that I'm working. And sometimes, as an engineer, the most productive thing that you can do is go touch some grass. I can't tell you how many times I've been stressed out by something. And what I actually needed was not to keep debugging or not to keep poking at it on my computer, but to go take a break, to go take a nap, to go walk away and like clear my mind. And then it comes to me. And the way that I know I get to that point is I think every engineer has this moment where they've coded in their dreams. Like they're fixing the bug in their dream and they wake up and they're like, oh my God, I got to go try it to see if that's going to work. That means you're a little too stressed out.
Yeah. It's funny because my husband's in education and he's definitely like years ago, he was in the hospital with like a brain injury. He's fine now, but like wear a helmet when you skateboard, y'all. Um, but like
I
I
love a good
remember
thing.
you knew whenever he needed like the guests to go away, and like he needed to rest because he would just start being like, "Hey, did those kids turn in their homework?" And I'm like, "It's first of all, it's summer,
Yeah.
and second of all, you're in the hospital, so like." So yeah, maybe after this, don't touch grass with your skateboard, but maybe like
You know
take
what?
take a little break.
If you do touch grass with your skateboard, have a little helmet, maybe have
Yeah.
some knee pads, some elbow pads, some pillows, some something. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's doing better.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that was years ago. It was just whenever people talk about dreaming about their work, I'm like, let me tell you something. um so oh, I forgot what my question was going to be. You something you were talking about and I wanted to keep going with it, but me and my tangents, I'm sorry. Um
Okay.
what you were talking about video games earlier, so let me ask about that. Yeah, because I asked about your support and I know you mentioned your family and everything, but like you're talking about dreaming about coding. So what are your ways to decompress? Because I know we talked about touching grass, but before people tuned in, I know we were also talking about video games.
Yeah. I have a couple of different ways of doing it. One of them I did turn into my job. I originally started creating content for like community, but also I realized I like video editing. Like some of the videos that you'll see on my channel, maybe they don't have a whole lot of views, but I just had a vision in my brain and I was like, can I make this happen? Like it would be so cool if I did. Like anytime I can do a crossover of all of my favorite hobbies or things that I really enjoy, that's a really good time for me to like turn my brain off. I did a video about like using Google Gemini, Nano Banana to change your hair because as a
Yeah,
girly,
yeah, yeah.
I hate having to figure out what color I want when I go into the hair store or like try a bunch of different styles. So the concept of the video was fine. Like it was just, oh, you can use Nano Banana to try on different hairstyles. But I made it like a the Sims to create a sim where I created different images of myself and then had the clicking animation of like actually being in the creative sim environment. That one was for no other purpose than to just be like, can I do this? And then I just fell down the creative rabbit hole of, oh my God, I actually just made a video that looks like I'm in The Sims. That's like so stinking cool. So I really like to edit really creative videos. I also just play video games. My husband and I do a lot of gaming. I think we play a variety of different things. I'm currently playing GTA 5 again because, you know, the sixth one is coming out later this year. But yeah, I love a good story game that I can just like get immersed or get like lost into. I love reading as well. I think that's one of my things. I finally bought a Kindle recently because I had just been lugging around like 3 different books every time I went somewhere. And I was like, oh, my back hurts because I have all these books in my backpack. So now I finally have a Kindle. And I like to bake. I cook, but I bake better than I cook. So yeah.
No, you recently made that purple cake, right?
I did.
Yeah, and I remember it was last year, I think, whenever you, or was it this January, when you had a cake and you put like all your accomplishments on it.
Yeah, I didn't make that one. I definitely bought that one from the grocery store, but I have a sweet tooth.
Oh, same. Ron wants to know if you play on a PC or console.
Console. I'm not coordinated enough to play on PC, to be honest with you. I can't do anything with this hand, and I have a Mac, which is not what most people would consider a gaming PC. So
yeah, that's
yeah.
true. I feel like the only people that have desktops now are folks in education or gamers. So,
and you know what? My husband upstairs yelling on his computer right now as he plays RuneScape. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So what, well, again, we talked about this earlier. What do you, I know you said you took some time off from speaking after doing 12 gigs in a month. Yeah. You posted about it and everything. And if y'all don't follow, and I'm sorry, I didn't put that on here. If y'all don't follow Bree on TikTok and Instagram, like that's where all her like super fun videos. You put them on LinkedIn as well, don't you?
Some of them I do.
Okay.
And then like sometimes I'm a little too unserious for LinkedIn. So some of them I keep on like TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah. Her TikTok is awesome. But yeah, I'm mostly on Instagram and that's where I see you. But yes, what does that ever turn into something that isn't fun? And when it does, like, do you need to take a break? Because I was previously a content creator, like it was my side hustle in education. And it's like, once you start doing it for money, I feel like it starts not being as fun. So like it started happening, fewer and farther between, but what's your take on it? Do you have, I don't know, a way to not see it that way?
Yeah, I think I'm still trying to find the balance in this, to be honest. If you go through, I try as hard as I can to be consistent, but being a developer advocate versus being a software engineer makes it a little bit more tricky to get personal content out consistently because my job is also very heavily content. So what I try to do is if I know that I'm filming something or like I have a filming day for work, I try to just like take a little bit of time earlier in the day or like earlier whenever it is, or maybe even later after work if I'm already in the mood of filming so that I can just like capitalize on the energy. Sometimes it works. Sometimes I have to do like reshoots of my videos for work. And until my side hustle starts meeting my 9-to-5 salary, my job is always going to have to come first. But I think I've tried to find the balance in prioritizing things that are fun that I want to actually create content around. So for me, I think it looks a lot like the things that I see in my daily life. So things that I'm already like into. So you'll see me doing a lot more with AI now. And I know that that can be a little bit controversial for some people. I've had some people be like, oh, like I followed you because you do a lot of front end engineering content. And I'm like, yes. And now I'm doing a lot of AI content because that's how my job and my everyday has evolved. It's not that I don't still love doing front end stuff. It's just sometimes it's easier to talk about like what I'm currently doing or like what's currently top of mind because it doesn't take so much time in order to be able to like get videos out. But I don't think it's bad. I think every creator has like an evolution of their content, of the things that they're going to be doing. Like I always want to integrate the fun things like my personality and content as well, because I don't want somebody to be like, oh, I'm just expecting Bree to talk about the zeros and ones, because that's not what you're going to get from me. You're going to get the zeros and ones, but then you're also going to get like what it's like to be in the industry, maybe some unpopular opinions every now and again. I don't have too many unpopular opinions, but you'll get some narrative and you'll get some fun stuff because I think that's what keeps it fun.
Yep. And a lot of purple.
Always purple. Always purple.
I've seen her in person. It's not just for the gram.
It's not. And you know what? I caught myself in the airport a little bit ago. I had the purple suitcase, the purple backpack, the purple AirPods, I was wearing purple. I was like, wow, I love this.
Yeah. Yes, totally. Um, what is your routine for like making your, because I know that we have a lot of people that are sort of trying to find the courage to create more content and be
Mhm.
seen. And I feel like you do such a good job of that. What is your creative process? Like, I know you just talked about how, like, for work, you'll kind of try to capital, or for when you do something for work, like you try to capitalize on that energy to do stuff for fun. But like, how do you plan it? I feel like in your videos, I've seen you writing on your tablet a lot. Like, how does that whole process go?
I love planning. Dare I say, I am addicted to the thrill of creating a plan. Now, seeing it all the way through, that's the trickier part of the two. But I like to be really strategic. I genuinely do like to plan, especially if I know that there's a goal that I want to hit. Like I'm trying to grow my TikTok and Instagram platforms, which has been a little bit of a challenge. I think Instagram hates me just a little bit, but we won't talk about that right here, right now. So
Yeah. No.
I've been figuring out like how to try different things and how to connect with different audiences that may not always be technically forward. And it's given me this interesting challenge of how do I present technical ideas without number one being overly technical to where it either goes over people's heads or they scroll because they're like, I'm not into coding. And I sort of like number one, take all those ideas, figure out what my actual cadence can be. So if I look at my calendar and I have a really, really busy week, maybe that means I can only do 3 videos. And 3 may not be 7, but it is what is doable for the week. And then I like to script videos or like see what I think the vision is and always like make notes. I have a Notion. I can't go off of bullet points because I like to yap, which you guys can probably tell so far. And platforms, especially short form, they like yaps, but they like structured yaps. So having a script, even if I go off of the script a little bit, just helps make sure that I'm hitting all of my points, that I'm actually like staying to the topic, and that I feel comfortable with it. That way I don't get to editing and I'm like, oh, I don't have any actual sustenance in here. And then I try to have my then I try to have my editing and filming sessions like together with work. That way I'm in the same clothes, my hair is already done, I don't have to worry about it. And I like editing, so editing is usually the part that comes next. I have been toying around with like having an editor, but I just like it. It's fun. It takes a long time, but I think that it is so cool when I can see something in my head and I can just like make it happen. So we're still working on being able to hand things over so that I don't have
Release
to
control.
yes, so I could get more videos out. I just had a stint where I posted for about 3 weeks in a row, and that was great. And now I haven't posted for a whole week. So sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. But I think if somebody's looking to create content, I think the first part is going to be like finding your own voice and literally just experimenting, like seeing exactly what you like, what content do you like, how do you put it into your own voice and your own words, and like what makes it feel like you.
Yes. Yeah. And sorry, before I get to this question, what editor do you use, or editors?
CapCut Desktop.
Cool. I like that one.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you can do so much with it.
You can. I was using Premiere, and I'm embarrassed to say that I paid for it for like $60 a month for at least a year before I realized I wasn't actually using it. But it can do a lot. Premiere was just kind of slowing me down. CapCut has all of the sounds, and you can even like import your own stuff if you really need to. But I just find that it helps me to be swift with my editing, and it gets me to where I need. I'm not doing any crazy cinematic things or anything like that. So it works for the crazy, cute little videos I do.
Yeah. You're good with the quick chops and like attention grabbing.
You know what? I gotta be, because I have that good old millennial pause, and I'm like, ooh, they don't like that. Cut it down.
Yeah. No, I totally know what you're talking about. So I guess this question, I think, is more along the lines of community. And I guess with like all the AI that's popping up, maybe this was whenever you were discussing how your content has sort of been going in that direction. What are your tips to evaluate and find web dev and or AI developer spaces in person and online where you connect with people who share your learning style and really connect? other than,
Ooh.
obviously you torqued out death.
Yeah, well, of course. I've been using Luma a lot more when I go to different cities to see what events are going on and like popping up in the area. But other than that, there's an app called Meetup or a website called Meetup where you can just see what events are running in your area. And I think if you have the opportunity and you're comfortable with going into an in-person meetup, I think that's always one of the best things to do, just to meet other people. I think in-person human connections are something that are coming back a lot more, and they're so valuable. Like, there's so much that I've learned just from having conversations over pizza or coffee or whatever it is that I wouldn't have been prompted to have in online environments or online spaces. But of course, there's communities like Torque, where we are now, that are really, really awesome as well, where you can meet so many different like friendly people. I think don't be afraid to like put yourself out there. And as I call myself an introverted extrovert, I can muster up the energy for a couple of hours to be like, okay, I'm an introvert for the next 1 hour. Strike up a conversation with somebody, even if it's just like, hey, like what prompted you to be here? Like, what's something that you're learning, or like what are some tips that you have for somebody who may want to get into the role that you're into right now? Just start the conversations.
Yes, and I couldn't agree more. And I feel like I'm constantly talking about, like, if you can't be there in person, like, be in the chat. Like,
Yes.
all of our friends in the chat here, like, we know all of these names, and some of them might just be because they're present at the virtual events, not so much that we met them in person.
Yeah.
So, like, Nas, I've never met Nas, but she's near and dear to my heart.
I love it.
And so, yeah. And then, of course, very important question: is Disneyland still the happiest place on earth?
If
I'm there to go through
security, yeah. You know what, Danny? It is, because I can be safe in the House of the Mouse. Mm-hmm. Danny's saying that because we went to Atlassian Team, which was in Anaheim, and anybody who knows me, well, my computer is faced the opposite way, but I always have my ears on, and I was not going to get all the way to Anaheim without going to Disneyland. That would have been a no-no. I had to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We love, and I feel like all your outfits are super cute too. Obviously, like a lot of purple.
Thank you.
When you go to Disney, and then I just had to put Lauren's comment because it's kind of funny.
Yes, I love it. Lawrence is the best.
Yeah, and then yes, digital hallway, streaming events, totally.
Yeah, absolutely. Online is still definitely there, and I think it helps you get to places that aren't just like in your immediate like domain. And there's some really good close communities out there. And then when you actually get to a conference in person, like for instance, if anybody's going to Render ATL, that's one of the conferences that feels like all of your friends from online are now just here, like in the same room. And I know Danny's here, but like that's how CYC was too, where I was like, I've seen
it's
you
summer
online.
camp.
Yeah.
It's summer camp. That's how I advertise it, because it's like all of your different little Discord friends and communities are all in one place.
Yes. I think React Miami, which is, I call it spring break for developers. We got Render, which is going to be late summer camp. And then we can call CYC fall break for developers.
Yeah. Render is almost like a music festival, maybe, like just like bouncing around.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then CYC is definitely like summer camp, like warm, fuzzy s'mores.
Yes. Well, CYC was the summer camp where you go and eat pizza and fried chicken and Taco Bell. It's like when you're like, Mom, can you guys take us to Taco Bell at 11 p.m.? And you and your friends are like, yeah, I'll take you. It's like, oh my gosh, we got to have Taco Bell at 11 p.m. We're in middle school. This is great.
Yes. Yeah, everything's going to be, a lot of fun. It felt like things were slowing down a little bit, I guess, June, July, but everything.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's because of the World Cup, and I feel bad because every time somebody's like, "Oh, you're in Atlanta. Are you going to any of the games?" and I'm like, "No, I am not getting on that highway and going to Atlanta." No, we already had bad traffic here to begin with, and now every single highway is like, go around. There's a sporting event. You don't want to be in the middle of the city.
Yeah, I feel like I left Houston at just the right time as well. But last week, I was at Versailles Ship, and that was that was really cool, bouncing from bar to bar and everyone just like screaming, screaming during the games and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, EA Sports. I have no idea what's going on.
Neither do I. And I feel like soccer is one of those sports where like I should I should maybe know. I don't know football either, though. I will say, like, don't expect me to commentate on any of the sports. My husband, my dad, my sister, they've all tried to teach me the basics of these sports. And at this point, maybe you can say I don't want to get it, but I just don't get it. But I
Yeah,
love it
yeah.
for everyone who does. The only sport that I can tell you like how it works is softball and baseball, and that's because I played softball for a number of years.
Oh, that's awesome. Was that like, were you very athletic as a child? Well, with softball and
I wouldn't
baseball.
say that I was the most athletic. I will say that I played, and I won't say that I was the best player, but I will say that I was on the team.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think no matter what level, it's good to experience that sort of team level of teamwork, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I played like some basketball. Surprise, surprise. I mean, it is a surprise because I'm 4'11" and 3/4. But I played some basketball in middle school, and uh, it wasn't until like roller derby later that I really experienced like the team bonding thing people were
Yeah.
talking about. So
You know where
I
I
don't know.
found it recently that I didn't expect? My Pilates class. Because everybody that goes in there is basically like the same person that I see in every single class. Because it's like a smaller studio. And I'm like, yeah, we're doing this together. I'm happy that I found this as an adult.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I guess that sort of works for going to the gym at 5 a.m. because everyone there is like bonded over the fact that we're insane.
Yes. And you're especially insane because I've seen those handstands you do.
uh,
And I have been going to the gym consistently for a while now, and I'm still struggling with push-ups. So you are
oh, I hate
absolutely
push-ups.
crazy to be able to just like hold yourself up there like that.
Yeah, hopefully Noel's not in the chat because he likes to hate. I have a friend that like was like, "Hey, I want to do handstands," and then surpassed me greatly. So, like, whatever. You're like 10 years younger than me. Go away. Okay, so what I know, yeah. What are I I don't know how much time you allotted for this. I apologize. I feel like I'm really bad about. I'm like, is it 30 minutes? Is it an hour? But is there anything that we haven't really touched on that you would like to discuss or bring up, or just advertise yourself in all the amazing places that you are? Put this out
Ooh.
there.
Well, yeah, you can find me on just about all of the things at Bites of Bree. And I think LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram are where I show up the most. Of course, LinkedIn, I'm excited to teach you about all things fun and sanity. But I think on my LinkedIn or on my TikTok and Instagram, you'll find a culmination of things like things that I'm learning, things that I'm excited to teach, just all things kind of Bree. But if anybody had any questions in the chat, I'm also willing to like go through some of those too if anybody had any.
Yeah, because
But
I know, yeah, some people were asking them earlier, and hopefully I didn't miss any other ones.
yeah.
And it's Bites of Brie, like on TikTok and Instagram, I believe too, right?
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
just
Yeah.
'cause I didn't put those in here.
Yeah, no, you're all
Um,
good. But yeah, people have been asking recently, like, how to get into developer advocacy or like what my role is now. And I think one of the things about advocacy is you kind of have to do the job before you get the job. So if you're thinking about creating content, do it now. So that way in 6 months, you already have a little portfolio of content that you've made so you can start showing it. Do I drink matcha? No. Unfortunately, I have a very old coffee routine. I have a decaf vanilla latte, sugar free with almond milk, dairy free, sugar free, and caffeine free. It is very sad.
oh my gosh. Why would you admit that? No,
I
seriously.
know, I know. Every time someone's like, "Oh, you want to get a latte?" and I'm like, "But do they have decaf?" Because people do not carry decaf espresso all the time, and I'm like, "Why?" I enjoy the taste of a little latte, but my heart does not
That's
love
funny.
caffeine.
Yeah, I'm like, decaf espresso just sounds wrong.
I know. My mom's like, "Why do you want to drink that water? It's just water, Brianna." And I'm like, well, I don't want to sit here feeling like my heart's like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
breathe." So
Yeah, no,
it works.
I'm not a big tea drinker, but whenever I went to Seattle, I was in the shop and they were like, "Oh yeah, this like cinnamon orange tea is like what we're known for." And I tried to
Ooh.
sample and it was awesome. And I'm
Hmm.
one of those people that can drink coffee throughout the day and I'm fine at night
Hmm.
because I'm Cuban.
Oh, you're
but
lucky.
I had that tea before bed because I was like, "Oh, this is so yummy." I'm just kind oh my dear Lord, I could not go to sleep. So
That's exactly
apparently,
how it is.
like, I guess there's tea out there that's like even more heavily caffeinated than
Oh,
coffee.
yes.
I had no idea. I was like, "Have
Yeah.
your tea. I'm gonna have coffee."
I forget what the brand is, but there are some that are like charged teas that have more caffeine than coffee. And I saw them giving out little packets at a conference that I went to. I want to say it was South by Southwest. It had to be because I haven't seen like little food packets or like little drink packets at tech conferences really. And I was like, I also saw mushroom coffee. I
Oh,
had never seen that before. I don't hate mushrooms, but they're not my favorite. They're a little earthy for me. So I can only imagine what that would actually taste like as a coffee. But yeah, I
I
be careful.
yeah, no, I like I enjoy eating mushrooms. I do not enjoy drinking mushroom. I mean, I've tried the mushroom coffee. No.
No. Yeah.
What about boba? How do you feel about boba?
Love boba. Brown sugar boba with the good cheese foam on top.
Ooh, I've
Love
never
it.
had the cheese foam.
Delicious. I can only have one of those every now and again because I have diabetes. So it will make my
Mm,
blood sugar just go all the way up. But brown sugar boba is my absolute favorite. Or I guess a good like strawberry milk tea with boba in it too. Strawberry is like my favorite fruit flavor right now, strawberry and raspberry.
nice. Yeah,
Hmm.
I love the crystal boba and the egg pudding in whatever tea I'm feeling that day. Bubble
Ooh,
tea. Yeah. Um,
yes.
and my kids recently discovered it and they're like, "What? What is this?"
They'll once they
That's
grow
always
up a little
fun.
bit, you gotta give them time because I
Yeah,
used to be like, "Oh my god, avocados, they're green. That's disgusting." I put
that's
an
funny.
avocado on everything now.
Yeah, they're so good. Avocados are the best.
Yes. Sweet
Um,
and savory.
yes, totally. Um, did someone I thought I saw something that I missed. No. S- Decaf. Do you get decaf lattes at
I
Starbucks?
do.
Okay.
I go to Starbucks every now and again, but I've been going to Dutch Bros recently because they
Mm,
also have an extensive line of sugar-free syrups. So I don't feel like I'm just confined to sugar-free vanilla. I want to say like almost all of their flavors they can do like sugar-free, which is very handy.
that's awesome. And that's I was when you mentioned diabetes, I was gonna say like, are you have because I remember you had like a series where you were working out and like sharing your routines
Hmm.
and everything. And I was gonna ask, are you like back on that? Because your face looks
Thank
like
you. Thank you.
very trim.
Yeah. Traveling last year made it a little. I've been on a health journey for a little bit. As developers, people who work in tech, we do be sitting at our desk a lot.
Yeah.
And even now, I'm like, I've been sitting for quite the while. So I've been striving to get a little bit more movement in. And then also, as I'm growing up and then like seeing some of the people around me, I just want to make sure that I can still move when I get to their age so that they can keep up with me and that I can keep up with them. But yeah, it's been fun. And I think the thing that I like most, other than, like the body changes, I feel stronger. Like when I'm going to the gym, I'm like, oh, wow, I feel like super strong and super powerful. And it's one of the only places where my brain goes quiet. Even when I'm like trying to go to sleep at night, my brain doesn't fully get quiet. And I don't know if it's because when I'm in the gym, I'm like trying to breathe, but
Yeah.
it's one of the only places that I can just focus on exactly what I'm doing. I'm not worried about like work. I'm not worried about all the other things that I have to do. And it's just like quiet brain time.
Yeah. And I agree to that. I agree with that because it also like, you know, when your brain is quiet, it's like you can actually feel things.
Yeah,
So like I don't know how many times I've secretly cried at the gym
that's okay. And you
because
know what? It's a
it's like,
release.
oh my gosh, like I just start thinking like I remember whenever my grandpa passed away, like there was just so much going on. I had to like plan the trip and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to take my daughter with me and it was COVID. And I remember just one morning at the gym, everything just kind of like I was like, oh my gosh, my grandpa passed away. Like it just like hits
Yeah.
you. And so you're just like doing push-ups and like that's just sweat. Those are just sweat drops, guys. Like,
Exactly. And it happens like so fast. It happens before you like even realize it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, but then after you do it, sometimes you feel like relieved. It's like, I got
mhm.
something off my chest. It may not be
Yes.
fully healed, but like I feel at least a little bit better.
Yes, totally. And then someone was asking about your developer advocacy journey.
Hmm.
How many interviews did it take to land the role, and what did you learn about yourself during that process, and ways that you sold your strengths?
So, funny story. I did one interview to become a developer advocate, and I got the job to be a developer advocate. Now,
So
I
you
will say,
started as a developer.
yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah.
This happened when I was at HubSpot, actually. I was a senior software engineer, front end specifically, and I was looking for a little bit of a change, but the person who made this happen was my skip level at the time. I was talking about wanting to do something a little bit different, and I had just floated developer advocacy as like part of my plan. And I did not know that he was going to run with it. And little did I know at the time that our developer advocacy team at HubSpot was hiring for somebody as well. So he actually championed for me to like have an interview with that team. So I said one interview, but it was a series of like interviews for one role. So I want to say it was a total of 4 or 5 interviews for that round. And it was a associate developer advocate role, so like a junior advocate role. The thing that I also want to preface, I actually didn't talk about this. Sometimes your career path isn't going to look linear, and that's okay. I went from a senior software engineer to a junior advocate position, and when I tell you, it is the best change I have made in my entire career so far. Like in the entire 8 years that I've been in tech, that was the best decision that I made. People were like, "Oh my gosh, why are you going down to a junior position?" And I was like, "I'm just excited to be getting paid to build community, to do content, to do all the fun things." And you build so much experience. So even if it feels like, or if you have people in your life being like, "Oh, why would you want to do that? I really don't understand," but it aligns with you and it aligns with where you want to go, I say take the risk and do it anyway, because that was only I think like 2.5 years ago, and now I'm a senior developer content lead. So it yeah, it
Amazing.
felt like a setback for 0.5 seconds, but not even, because that was the developer advocacy team at HubSpot was amazing. They were super supportive, super great.
Yeah, and you obviously you put yourself out, you put your content out there. People can see what you can do. Um, so I
Yeah.
guess you have the interviews, but it's also like you're already visible. Like we can see everything that you're capable of.
There's so much value in that too. And I completely understand when people say that they have trouble putting themselves out there. And I think the other half of that is I don't think I've had problems putting myself out there, like being afraid to be seen. I don't have an issue with that. My flip side of that is like I'm afraid of being ignored. Like I'm afraid of like putting my stuff out there and like maybe it doesn't resonate with somebody, or like maybe it doesn't like catch. So don't be afraid of putting yourself out there. And also don't be afraid if it feels like things aren't catching on immediately from somebody who also has that fear from time to time, because you never know who is actually silently watching. I can't tell you how
Yeah.
many job opportunities, how many opportunities for like different creator economy things like sponsorships from people who you didn't know saw your video, but they were watching from a corner, or maybe it was just like silently sent to them. People can see, and it can truly lead to like all kinds of opportunities. So that is the thing that I would implore you to do.
Yeah, totally. I remember, so this is my first role, but like the biggest compliment I ever got was someone that reached out because they were like, "Hey, I've seen the videos that you've put out, and there might be this role opening over here if you're interested in interviewing for it or whatever." And I was like, it's like the first time someone reached out to me. I have like no experience. I've just been
Yeah.
like putting making myself visible. And so yeah, definitely the visibility. It's like your credentials that you don't even have to, I guess, advertise as much because
Yeah,
it's
because people
doing the
know.
advertising for you.
Exactly. People can see your expertise. People can see like how you communicate, how you convey things. And even if you think it's like a little wonky, like people ask me all the time, like, well, how do you stay professional like with the video games? Or like, how do you stay professional with like the wanting to look cute or just like making it cute? I think the content is there, like the core of the content is there. Everything else on top, like how I explain it, how I talk about it, how I present it, that's like the little Bree syntactical sugar. So you can strip that out and replace it with whatever your syntactical sugar is to like make it yourself. And I think people underestimate the value of like how crafting a story around like either your personal experiences or crafting a story around things that mean a lot to you has such an impact.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like people are always looking to connect. So that,
Exactly.
yeah. Um, also, Elliot has a question. You've been at some amazing companies, HubSpot, Atlassian, now Sanity. How have you combated the anti-job hopper hiring mentality that has crept in post-COVID?
Ooh, you know what? I have actually, and I know this does happen for people, I haven't been stopped when somebody has asked me, like, hey, why are you switching roles? Or like, what's the thing that is prompting you to like look for a new one? My answer is I'm always keeping an eye open at opportunities. And that is the truth. I think in a lot of ways, we're always interviewing in one way or another. And I think it's about how you tell the story of maybe the things that you're willing to do or the things that you want to do in the next portion of your career, and how you sort of tell them how you want to do it. So, all in all, I feel like I've combated it by really talking about the things that I want to do, wanting to position myself as more AI forward, wanting to position myself with where the industry is currently moving and the things that I want to learn and the ways that I want to teach people, especially now as developer content is changing. And I feel like something that everybody can see is we don't really have, like, obviously we have brands doing content, but I think people are following more individual people, and more individual stories, and they're latching onto them. And because AI can do a lot of code for us, people don't necessarily want explicit tutorials. They don't want to see, like, how do I write this line in JavaScript? They're more interested in the, well, what was the problem that you had? And like, how do I weigh the pros and cons or the trade-offs for like my projects individually? And I think that comes best from humans and sort of like talking about the things that you want to do and how you can help at their company. So I turn it into an opportunity to talk about like where I can go or like what I can provide versus staying stuck on the job hopping. Sorry, that was long-winded.
No. That was really good. There was one part that you mentioned that now I can't remember. I'm sorry. It's very hard having
It's okay.
people
You're
directly
running a
to my right.
stream. There's a lot going on too.
No, yeah. No, but you, dang it. It was a really good point. Anyway, everything you've said is amazing points. So I don't need to add anything to that. I just had like a follow-up question that, you know, it happens. So what are you doing for the rest of the day? We have 3 minutes left.
Yes, I have some meetings to tend to for work. I'm gonna film some content. I just recently, if you guys want to check out my first piece of content on the Sanity IO channel on YouTube,
Yes.
did one of those. It's weird, like doing content for yourself and then also like doing content for a brand too, because they're both me, but I feel like they're different versions of me until I feel comfortable. Almost like when you walk into a room of people that you're not really sure who they are yet, and then you find somebody who you're like, oh my gosh, I can chat with this person. I can like be myself. I think like a couple more videos and I will be in my full flow. But yeah,
Sanity
creating some
Bree.
content. Yes, Sanity Bree. I think it's fun because I also get to post Sanity content like on my page as well, which means I get to be really creative about like how I present it and the things that I'm building. And I think that's what I like about being an advocate or like being a content lead is I'm not just like coding things for product anymore. I get to code fun stuff, and like the most important part of my day can be building a fun, cute little app to make sure that I understand how to use something, because you have to become an expert in something really quickly to teach other people how to become an expert in something really quickly. So it's a really interesting cycle, but I like it. It keeps my days very interesting.
Yeah. And you know what? Speaking of your days, all of your behind the scenes videos are like some of my favorite. When you're like, when you're posting like your BTS, like going to a conference or whatever. And so
Mhm.
you're like, finishing my talk. Like,
Always finishing my talk. Always 2 seconds before I get on stage. And people are like, oh my gosh, like you're just joking, right? And I'm like, no, that is something that I really do because
yeah, no, but I love it. I love it's great because you're showing like the work you put in and then the work that you're like the final presentation of it as well, you know. So
yeah.
it's great. Um Yes.
Yes.
So
Simon
please
is the
speak on
person that
Sam.
I'm coming in after, who has done a lot of the content that you've probably seen if you've seen the Sanity YouTube channel. We also have a ton of great people who are building content as well. So I am excited to come, bring my voice, bring a little bit of Bree syntactical sugar and throw it right on top of there. But
I love that.
Simon built a really great like platform, so I'm excited to be able to add to it.
That's all. And where did he? I think I follow Simon. Did he? Where did he go?
Ooh, I'm not
Okay, it's
sure.
all right. I was just like, oh wait a second. I didn't realize that that's who you followed in after. Now I need to go look it
Yeah,
up.
the Twitter effect. You know
Yes, I
people,
know.
but like
Yes,
sometimes you
yeah.
can't always
I'm
place
like, wait a
them.
second.
Hmm.
Yes, yeah. Oh, and yeah. So if y'all don't follow, once again, go follow Bites of Brie everywhere because you
Thank
will see all
you.
of her amazing content. Yeah,
Yes, Planet
and it
Scale
will
does
inspire
sound
you.
great.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, that does. Because I think I met him from afar at React Miami. I think
Yeah,
perhaps was he there? I don't know. Anyway,
I believe so because it
okay.
was a weird time because I was in the midst of interviewing. That's always the weird thing too, right? Like when you're always going to conferences and then you see sponsors and it's like, I'm interviewing. Can you please put in a good word for me? But you know what? If you're already making content, you don't have to ask people to put in a good word for you because you put in the good word for you.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
You put the yep, you put it in for yourself. That's true.
Exactly.
Um, oh, sorry, I missed something. But yeah, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you
And
for
for
having me.
I love when my guest talks a lot because I'm still learning to interview and you were like the perfect person. So
No, you did perfect. And I hope it made it easier for you so that now you can go relax, go hang out with the kiddos.
yes, I think we're grabbing lunch. That's why I got distracted because I noticed people were coming in. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think we're gonna grab lunch and go to the beach again. So
Ah, yes, as you
thank
should.
thank you so much. It was so great catching up.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And thanks everyone in the chat.
Yes, thank you everybody that stopped by. Toodles. Thank you, Elliot. Bye.